Welcome to Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown 205 Live WWE main event results for June 19th, 2020. Birthdays from June 18th, Bruiser Brody, 1946. Big Vito, 1964. No birthdays on the 19th. You got June 20th, Don West, 1963. Coco Beware, The Birdman, 1957. And Shadia, how you pronounce her name, Baseo. Raw superstar Bianca Belair has been off TV as of late due to creative reasons. It was noted by Dave Meltzer on F4W Online message board that Belair didn't fit in with the wacky skits WWE had her doing with Raw Tag Team Champions of Street Profits, Angelo Ford, and her husband Montez Ford. WWE officials then decided to put her on TV because she wasn't involved in any current programs. Now it's a new cycle. Well, we'll see. As Meltzer wrote, Belair was called up from NXT and put with the Street Profits in early April after WrestleMania 36. She has not wrestled on Raw since defeating Santana Garrett on April 20th episode. She did work the April 27th, May 11th, and May 25th main event episodes, defeating Catalina once and Ruby Riott twice. WWE did air a Belair video teaser on May 18th Raw episode, but she wasn't been seen on Raw since then. Heck, let me do creative. I'll put her in the women's division where she should be. I've seen a video I did not get. Belair recently received major praise from WWE Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix, Renee Young, Paige, and Ember Moon during WWE Backstage on FS1. But you can go to WWE.com for that as well. She responded, not to tout my own horn, but tootie, clapping hands emoji, toot, clapping hands emoji, toot, clapping hands emoji again, toot, women, tipping hand emoji, smiling face with hearts emoji, hashtag ESC of WWE, hashtag WWE Raw. Fox officials were reportedly not happy with Friday's WWE SmackDown contract signing that saw Jeff Hardy soak Sheamus in his urine sample from a drug test. For those who miss it, Sheamus came into the ring and abandoned Hardy take a drug test to prove he was clean before their WWE Backlash match, which Sheamus ended up winning. Sheamus brought a doctor, security guards, and curtain with them so Hardy could provide sample in the middle ring. Hardy took the test and then tossed the container of urine into the face of Celtic Warrior. The segment was similar to one in 2006 involving Shawn Michaels, Vince McMahon, and Shane McMahon, including the exact same verbiage when Hardy threw the urine at Sheamus. As the doctor actually had it and had a thing stirring it, and did nothing else. Mama aired live on the East Coast, but did not air during West Coast broadcast because Fox was not happy with the content of the segment. SmackDown immediately cut to a commercial break right before Hardy tossed the sample of Sheamus. What do you do? Have split simulcast? As it is shown 8 Eastern, 7 Central, aired at our time. Fox officials reportedly decreed that the angle violated standards and practices. According to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, this is why they put a commercial break right before that spot. The West Coast viewers didn't see it. Sheamus ended up defeating Hardy at Backlash on last Sunday. Full Backlash results also on previous videos. Raw's Women's Champion Asuka will defend her title during Monday's Raw on the USA Network. WWE just announced that Charlotte Flair will challenge Asuka on Monday. This will be Asuka's second straight Raw title defense after she defeated Nia Jax this past Monday in a rematch from Sunday's Backlash pay-per-view. Flair defeated Asuka in a non-title match the week before and won by count out the week before that. Updated lineup for Monday's Raw. from the Performance Center in Orlando. Asuka defends Raw title against Charlotte Flair. Street Profits defend the Raw Tag Team titles against Viking Raiders. Sasha Banks and Women's Champion Bayley defend their Raw Tag Team the WWE Women's Tag Team Champion titles against Iconics. Rey Mysterio returns. Dolph Ziggler reportedly headed back to Raw roster. My guess, automatic title shot against Drew McIntyre. WWE reportedly has planned to move Ziggler back to Raw as part of the trade that brought WWE Intercontinental Champion AJ Styles to SmackDown. According to Russell Votes, AJ was moved back to the Blue brand in late May, and WWE noted that the Red brand would receive a future pick in exchange. No word yet on when Ziggler will be back on Raw, but keep you updated. Ziggler has been on SmackDown since the fall of 2019. Speaking Out movement has given an outlet for survivors of sexual assault and abuse in the wrestling industry to share stories and experiences. Their stories have exposed a culture of predatory behavior that several trainers, wrestlers, and promoters have been accused of. Progress Wrestling has issued a statement in regards to the allegations made against wrestlers on their roster. They announced that David Starr and Marc Parry will no longer work with Progress, and that Travis Banks, Jordan Devlin, and Scotty Davis will be suspended indefinitely. They also stated that the tag titles held by Devlin and Banks will be vacated. Well, Devlin had currently been holding the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. No word yet on anything WWE has done with him as an interim championship. He's supposed to get a title shot, but nothing has been stated on that. They also wrote, "We take these allegations extremely seriously. Those under suspension will have their situation reviewed periodically between now and the event starting again. We continue to monitor and listen to the Speaking Out movement so that we can take appropriate action where necessary." Progress issued the following statement addressing the Speak Out movement. Last couple of days feel like a watershed moment for the British wrestling scene. Stories being bravely told about abuse and has been suffered with the wrestling business are breaking and eye-opening. We stand with you and we hear you. Please keep speaking out. We have spent today consulting with trusted colleagues within the wrestling business about how we can improve our work environment and make it safer for all involved, talent, crew, and fans. These have been incredibly positive discussions, and we're excited about to get to work making them reality. It will take time, but the wrestling community, we can clean the scene up and make it better and safer. A man by the name of David Lloyd shared a story where Havoc allegedly punched Lloyd in the face unprompted. Lloyd shared a screenshot from Progress that claims that Havoc was protecting his character. WWE taped next week's Raw at the Performance Center today. An atmosphere was said to be chaotic at the tapings. Previously reported, tapings were delayed as the company was waiting some COVID-19 testing results. The decision was made to cancel today's SmackDown tapings that were set to air next week. And the tape showed on the afternoon of June 26th, according to PW Insider. People at the Performance Center were told to not to take photos of the testing or people in the testing area, which was first reported by Brian Alvarez of F4W Online. From what I've been told, WWE does not want photos being taken or talent positive posting test results as social media because they do not want the situation to be perceived as an outbreak. It's not known exactly when the edit was made today, as Thursday, the social thing, Speak Out, was also posted. Fans were used at the tapings, and as well as friends and family of some of the talent. They were actually tested for COVID-19 as well. On Tuesday, with the WWE talent and staff. Anyone that decided not to get tested was not allowed in the tapings. Another waiver was signed as well. As I was told that they were not wearing masks during the shows. A few of the fans tested yesterday did not come back for tapings for SmackDown. Well, although the majority did return, including 5 trainees from the Wild Samoan Training Center in Minneola, Florida. A source noted that to Wrestling Inc. they have limited fans in just the beginning of the phase of having full crowds again. The next phase would be to wean out NXT recruits in the audience, leaving just family, friends, and select group of fans who knew someone to be able to attend. NXT recruits would still be able to be available for tapings in case they need more people in the audience. The third phase would be to have only fans in the audience at the Performance Center and at Full Sail for tapings, likely with at least 50% capacity to show people watching at home that things are returning to normal and that it's okay to attend live events again. The final phase would be to return to touring for at least TV and pay-per-views events in the fall. The source noted to me that the train is like to come off the tracks before then. Also noted, a WWE NXT developmental trainee recently tested positive for COVID-19. No word yet on who. Trainee was not used on NXT TV, had last been at the WWE Performance Center on June 9th when NXT tapings were happening. Wrestling Observer Newsletter reported that the wrestler who tested positive was a female wrestler in NXT, who has not been used on TV. She has been one of the fans used in the crowd, and was last used in that role on June 9th. This COVID-19 positive test led to WWE nixing Tuesday's TV tapings and holding coronavirus testing instead. It appears that if no one else has been affected by her, and there has been no positive test results that has been reported. Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Sheriff John Devlin in Hardeman County, Tennessee in July 2019. He finally has his court date for a jury trial. Lawler is due in court for the jury trial with his lawyers on Monday, May 27th, 2021 at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The United States District Court in Western District of Tennessee has confirmed the date on their docket. Lawler is being represented by Matthew May and Jeffrey Rosenblum, while Hardeman County Attorney are Nathan Tilley, William Malden, and Austin Stokes. Lawler's son, former WWE superstar Brian Christopher, passed away while in the county jail on July 29th, 2019. Cause of death was ruled as suicide at the age of 48. Lawler and Jerry and others in the family did not believe that the suicide story was released from sheriff's office. As noted, when the lawsuit filed, Jerry was seeking damages for what he alleged were numerous failures of the county of its employees that resulted in the wrongful death of his son. Jerry also wants Sheriff John Dillon to make changes in the Hardeman County Jail to protect inmates from future harm. On a related note, the King recently filed a public service announcement for cities of Memphis, Tennessee that encourages people to wear masks while in public due to COVID-19 outbreak. The commercial was filmed at Grayson home of Elvis Presley, also seen in tweets. Lawler noted that the commercial will be available on his online platforms when it's finished. Previously reported, many women have been using the speaking out movement to address their post experiences with abuse and assault in the wrestling industry. Several wrestlers have been called out by name, including talent in WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, and Impact Wrestling. WWE issued a statement in the past 24 hours regarding accusations against Matt Riddle and former WWE NXT Cruiserweight champion Jordan Devlin. WWE sent Wrestling Inc. and other media outlets a new statement regarding the accusations against their talent, noting that they have zero tolerance for matters involving domestic violence, child abuse, and sexual assault. If talent is arrested on these grounds, they would be immediately suspended. If they are convicted of their contracts, immediately terminated. SmackDown superstar Matt Riddle is being accused of sexual assault by a woman named Candy Cartwright. You can find details on the allegations and comments for Cartwright at this link. Riddle issued a statement, press release, through his lawyers, and is being represented by attorney David J. Rose of Delray Beach, Florida. Full press release from Riddle's lawyer reads, allegations by this independent female performer are completely false. And other attempt to harass and humiliate Mr. and Mrs. Riddle to try to tarnish their reputation in the community. WWE, we have been aware for the last 2 years of this performer stalking the Riddle family. In 2019, our firm had drafted a pleading against this performer to seek an injunction for cyber stalking in the circuit court for Orange County, Florida. As reported before, Riddle has stated that he was pursuing legal action against Cartwright. WWE has issued the following statement in response to the allegations to their talents. Below is the statement. Individuals are responsible for their own personal actions. WWE has zero tolerance for matters involving domestic violence, child abuse, and sexual assault. Upon arrest for such misconduct, and WWE talent will immediately be suspended. Upon conviction of misconduct, WWE talent will be immediately terminated. No arrest is made, so nothing has been made of Matt Riddle. WWE talent has been accused of, so far, not issued their own statements. Riddle did deny the allegations in a direct message exchanged with a fan, which Wrestling Inc. confirmed to be legitimate and stated that he is speaking with WWE about pressing charges as well. UK indie wrestler Natalie Sykes accused NXT superstar Ligero Simon Musk of sexual harassment. Sykes took to Twitter yesterday and issued a statement on her negative experience with a masked wrestler who started training her when she was 17. Sykes noted in a Twitter caption that she came forward because she feels she has nothing to lose. I am so unbelievably scared, but I guess I have nothing to lose. Thank you to those who have encouraged me to come forward, Sykes wrote as a Twitter caption to the screenshot of her statement. She added, I know to some this might not seem like much, but I thought it was worth saying something. There is also stuff I probably forgot to mention too, but I think that covers it. Probably gonna log off after this too. Sykes also posted a screenshot from the message another wrestler sent her, who also accused Ligero of behavior. Sykes captioned the screenshot with, thank you to those who have reached out to me, especially who those felt comfortable in sharing own experiences. You are not alone, and I am here for anyone going through a similar situation. Hashtag speaking out. Ligero responded to the accusations this afternoon, issuing a statement by 3-part tweet on Twitter, indicating that he is taking legal action as well. His statement reads, the current story that has been released by Violet O'Hara and Claire Michelle Oldfield is neither accurate nor true. This is a completely false allegation, and whilst I've done other things in my life that I deeply regret, this isn't an accurate or truthful portrayal of events. This is something I strongly deny, and it's something I've been in the process of speaking to legal team about. W205 Live superstar Jack Gallagher has been released from the company. WWE announced the departure on Thursday evening, as I posted on my notepad, for the event. Gallagher's release comes after an accusation of sexual assault by a woman named Becky. This week, as the hashtag Speaking Out campaign continued out, several pro wrestlers and other people in the business. Becky recalled an incident in a tweet and noted it happened on New Year's Eve, 2014. Gallagher allegedly grabbed her by her skirt when she wouldn't sit on his lap. Another woman named Tori responded to Becky's tweet and wrote, "We didn't know each other, but Jack raped one of my best friends. I've been angry sitting on that for a long time. She hasn't been ready to tell her story. But stay tuned for more updates. As a matter of Jack Gallagher's WWE status, below a WWE announcement, along with the allegations from the woman. Jack Gallagher released. WWE has come to terms on the release of Jack Gallagher, a.k.a. real name, Jack Claffey. WWE has announced that WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair will return on Monday's Raw on the USA Network to crown Randy Orton as the greatest wrestler ever after his recent Backlash win over Hall of Famer Edge in a recent greatest wrestling match ever. It was announced on Raw we will see 24/7 champion R-Truth defend against Akira Tozawa, who will have his mystery ninjas with him. 24/7 champion R-Truth appeared on the bump and announced his new game show for the WWE Network. The R-Truth Game Show will premiere on Tuesday, July 14th. Truth told the bump crew that this will be the game show of game shows. It will feature various activities, including scavenger hunts. The Truth will be giving out prizes to the WWE superstars as he has on his guests, and will be keeping track of points himself. The trailer scene at this link shows Drew McIntyre, The Miz, Sheamus, Nikki Cross, Natalya, and Carmella as guests on the R-Truth Game Show. The pilot filmed for Truth's Game Show back in early 2017, but this is the latest version of the idea. Stay tuned for updates. This link is the first WWE Spelling Bee episode featuring host Renee Young. The contest has Samoa Joe and Charlie Caruso going up against Corey Graves and Byron Saxton. As Sami Zayn says, we are living through some crazy times, and they may yet get crazier. But if barely conscious, fresh out of surgery, Sami can teach us anything. It is what we must choose: optimism over despair. At this link, to clear rumors, possibly Sami Zayn's storyline of attacker of Hardy killed because he's injured. Just recently had surgery. Forgotten Sons feud with SmackDown Tag Team Champions New Day has been reported in Knicks. According to Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE had planned for Jackson Riker, Steve Cutler, and Wesley Blake to feud with Big E and Kofi Kingston. But now, Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro replacing the Forgotten Sons in that feud. It was noted that pro-Trump Twitter comments by Riker also led to Cutler and Blake being removed from WWE TV, which is unfortunate, as Cutler and Blake immediately distanced themselves from the comments. It was also noted that some in the company felt like Forgotten Sons gimmick wasn't the right thing to do in these turbulent times in the country. Kevin Owens did not attend Wednesday's WWE TV tapings. Despite living in the area, Owens decided not to appear due to developmental talent testing positive of the COVID-19 earlier in the week. The WWE told talent months ago that they did not have to work during the coronavirus pandemic if they felt uncomfortable, and would not be punished due to the decision. They must have reported on Wrestling News Observer Radio that Owens' wife, grandfather passed away from COVID-19 in the past couple of weeks. Owens' family was obviously concerned about him working in a building where someone just tested positive for the disease. Owens is expected to return in the next set of tapings. The next set of tapings is Raw. Tapings are scheduled in June 29th. Owens last appeared on Raw last where he defeated Angel Garza. Main event opening video kicks off the show after the WWE signature. Humberto Carrillo makes his entrance as MVP, and Tom Phillips check in on commentary. Shane Thorne makes his entrance. Humberto Carrillo versus Shane Thorne. They lock up. Carrillo locks in a waist slap on Thorne. Thorne takes Carrillo to the mat as referees as he reverses it and locks in a face-off. They exchange a wrist lock. Carrillo officially connects with a kicks in the face on Thorne. Thorne runs towards Carrillo in the corner. Carrillo elbows Thorne in the face. Carrillo runs towards Thorne in the corner. Thorne dumps Carrillo over the top rope to the ring apron. Carrillo kicks Thorne in the face. Again, Carrillo ascends the turnbuckle. Carrillo connects with a missile drop kick to Thorne from the top rope. Carrillo ascends the turnbuckles once more. Carrillo hits a moonsault on Thorne and pins Thorne for the 3 count. Recap of SmackDown was shown, featuring AJ Styles defeating Daniel Bryan to become the new Intercontinental Champion. Recap from Raw was shown, featuring WWE Champion Drew McIntyre and 24/7 Champion R-Truth defeating Bobby Lashley and MVP to retain their titles. As it was announced, both titles were on the line. Andrade versus Zelina Vega makes his entrance. Ricochet makes his entrance. So we got Andrade versus Ricochet. They lock up. Andrade locks in a headlock on Ricochet. Ricochet fights out of it. Ricochet hits an arm drag on Andrade. Ricochet eventually strikes Andrade several times. Andrade pushes Ricochet to the corner. Andrade runs towards Ricochet. Ricochet gets the boots up. Ricochet hits an impressive hurricane on Andrade, landing on his feet out of it. Ricochet hits a standing shooting star press on Andrade. Ricochet pins Andrade for a 2 count. The exchange strikes. Andrade with a snapmare on Ricochet. Andrade hits a hammerlock DDT on Ricochet. Andrade then pins Ricochet for the win. Recap of the verbal conversation between Christian and Randy Orton from Raw was shown. Recap of Raw was shown to close the show, featuring Randy Orton defeating Christian in an unsanctioned match, which was none other than a low blow and punt kick. SmackDown on Fox opens up with a look at last week's tournament finals for the vacant WWE Intercontinental title, which saw AJ Styles defeat Daniel Bryan to become champion. We go to normal intro video. Live from tape delay, we see some friends and family in the crowd tonight. Tom Phillips welcomes everybody to the show, alongside Michael Cole and tag team champion of the world, Corey Graves. We go right to the ring, and Renee Young has the microphone. WWE Intercontinental title belt is on display. Renee brings out the new champion, and here comes AJ Styles. We see the rest of the rest of the roster at ringside, supposedly, possibly thinking lumberjack in the next match. AJ loves having his name called out because this is the house that he built. Renee asks what this title means. AJ says, first, it means vindication. Everything he says has been true. He goes on about not taking handouts, but it's time to go on to what's next. AJ says Renee isn't good enough. There's only one person to present the title to him. He scans the roster and finds Daniel Bryan. AJ tries to talk Bryan into being the one to come present him with the title. Bryan finally and slowly steps. AJ says all he has to do is put the title around his waist and he will be thanked. Fan chant, no. Now, AJ is told to have a little respect and put it around him. Tells Bryan to have a little respect and put him around him. Bryan hesitates some more. AJ tells Bryan to prove he's a man. He doesn't have to do it. If he's a coward, he's a coward. AJ tells Bryan to go as he starts to place the title. Bryan tells AJ to be good, to put the title around AJ, and Bryan doesn't think that was good enough. He wants it done like a man. Bryan takes the mic and taunts AJ. He says last week was a good match, and he did underestimate AJ in the ring. Bryan goes on and tries to hype AJ up to be a fighting champion. Imagine if he defends against guys like Grand Metallic, Shorty G, and SmackDown Tag Team Champion Big E. AJ says someone on his level will get an opportunity, but Bryan is at the back of the list. Bryan says AJ must be happening to be giving Drew Gulak a title shot since he recently pinned AJ. Bryan leads a yes chant now. AJ isn't like Bryan anymore. He's no longer giving out handouts. AJ says, you must be the number one contender, and that's it. The music interrupts, and out comes new blue brand superstar, Matt Riddle. The crowd pops for Riddle's debut. The the champ bro starts up. Riddle asks AJ, what's up? Then introduces him. AJ knows exactly who he is. He cracks on Riddle wearing no shoes in the ring. In his ring. Riddle isn't here to ask for anything. He's here to give AJ some info. While AJ says he's the face that runs the place, Riddle is here to be the bro that runs the show. AJ ends up rocking, and AJ hitting forearms. They brawl. Riddle with a big roundhouse kick. AJ is on the floor, fuming. He demands a referee as we go to commercial. So we get a match. Of course, non-title match. But back to the ring. The announcer is about to make it a title match, but WWE Intercontinental Champion AJ Styles says no one gets a title shot on their debut. No shirt, no shoes, no title shot. Bell rings, and Riddle unloads with big moves. The rest of the roster still surrounding the ring. Riddle with a German suplex and a gut wrench suplex. Riddle mounts AJ with more strikes. AJ takes Riddle to the corner after more back and forth. Riddle with a big kick to the head. Now AJ backs off. They come back and go at it. Riddle backs AJ into the corner and unloads with strikes and the fans cheer him on. AJ levels Riddle with a missile drop kick. AJ works Riddle over in the corner now. More back and forth. AJ with a shot to the throat to send Riddle to the apron. Riddle with the right hand. Riddle drags AJ to the floor, but he runs into a King Corbin on the outside of the ring. Riddle and Corbin yell at each other as we go to commercial. Back for the break. AJ ends up turning it around with a drop kick to ground on the ground in the middle of the others surrounding the ring. AJ brings it back in the ring. Riddle takes it with no effect. AJ with a snap suplex for a quick pin attempt. AJ tries big blows, but with Riddle now, Riddle sends AJ back down. More back and forth. Again, AJ chop blocks the knee out. AJ kicks at the knee into the corner. The Superstars rally for Riddle as he starts to mount offense. But AJ takes the leg down again. Riddle comes right back with another suplex to dump AJ on his head. The wrestlers pound on the mat now to rally up for Matt. AJ gets up, but Riddle nails a running forearm in the corner and a big suplex out of the corner. Riddle misses the moonsault and lands on his feet. Then nails another Broton for a 2 count. Riddle goes right into the bro mission as the wrestlers rally. Styles kicks out at 2. AJ blocks the GTS, goes into a calf crusher. Riddle finally gets to the bottom rope to break the hold. Daniel Bryan talks with Riddle from ringside and gives him some advice. AJ doesn't like it. As AJ comes out and goes for Bryan, but they're held back. AJ breaks the count and goes back to get in Bryan's face as the referee warns him. AJ springboards in with a phenomenal forearm, but Riddle catches him in midair, drops him with a bro dare. Tombstone for the pin and the win. After the non-title win, Riddle begins celebrating as the music hits. The rest of the wrestlers around the ring immediately jump in and celebrate with him. We go to replays. The celebration continues as AJ looks up from the ramp. Surprise. Riddle poses as the celebration with the other superstars continues. Still to come, Bray Wyatt is back. Also, Mandy Rose on Miz TV. Jeff Hardy backstage, spacing out. A crew member comes up in to mic him up, but he's just staring off. The worker finally gets him to snap out of it and mics him up. Back to commercial. Back for the break, we get a long video package of Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy feud. Renee Young is in the back with Jeff Hardy now. She asks how he's been holding up. He says life has been a roller coaster, emotionally and physically. He came back from an injury, and he's 42 years old and trying to turn his life around. And it feels like he's been trying to turn it around his whole life, adult life. In a sense, but life is amazing despite bad times. He goes on about the backlash loss to Sheamus and his family. He has to stop himself before his cycle of thinking gets it out of control. Jeff admits he's a junkie. He's an adrenaline junkie since 8. He's an alcoholic. That's okay. He goes on about Sheamus now and says he's an overcome bigger obstacles. But Jeff declares that he's not done yet. Shorty G is backstage with Caleb Braxton when Mojo Rawley comes up from behind, mocking him while he can't see. G mentions having eyes in the back of his head and turns around right in and drops Mojo with a big right hand. G makes his exit and Mojo throws a fit back to commercial. And the match is up next. We go right to the ring. Here comes Shorty G. Mojo is out next. We have some technical difficulties, but come back to Mojo dominating G for a few seconds before SmackDown goes back to commercial. Back from the break, Mojo immediately attacks, unloading on G in the corner. Mojo brings them back up and levels G. G fights back, but Mojo kicks him in the face. G with a big overhand suplex for a 2 count. Mojo slams G over the top rope, but his throat, and then nails a big tackle for a 2 count. Mojo mounts G and talks trash. Mojo keeps G grounded. Now as G counters and goes for a super, but gets set to the floor. More technical issues as Mojo brings it back in the ring and intimidates G. G counters a move and hits a German suplex, and the crowd rally for G. G ends up getting the pin out of nowhere for the win. After the match, G celebrates with his music playing. We go over to replays. We see Miz and Morrison backstage preparing for Miz TV. Back to commercial. Back from the break, Miz and Morrison are out for another must-see edition of Miz TV. They make excuses for the Backlash loss to Universal Champion Braun Strowman and also talk Otis. They bring out tonight's guest, Mandy Rose. They start off by asking Sonya Deville about Sonya Deville. They go on joking around, and Mandy goes to leave, but because she didn't come out here to be disrespected. Miz talks her into stopping and says they have a surprise for her. Miz gets up and out comes Sonya Deville. Rose and Deville have some words as Deville marches to the ring. Rose says she's done with this. She's done with Deville. Deville wishes she could be done, but week after week she watches Rose get the spotlight and wonder why she's done what she's done to get that. Rose keeps talking trash, and Mandy asks what it is that she wants. She can hurt Rose mentally, and she's still standing here. She can try to hurt her physically, despite what Deville says about Otis. He's been there since day one, and he's been loyal. Rose asks Deville what she has besides being a fighter. She alone and how long she has been told on to petty stuff. Deville isn't mad at Rose anymore, and she doesn't even care. She just wants to know what she has to go to get that Mandy Rose treatment. Deville goes on and says she's superior to Rose in every single way. Deville says she's done. She will take apart the one thing that keeps Rose going. She will destroy her inside and outside. Rose attacks, and they keep brawling as Miz and Morrison watch on. Deville ends up retreating to the floor while Miz and Morrison stop Rose from following. Miz takes a huge slap to the face. Mandy marches off to the back as the music plays. A video of Sasha Banks and Bayley. We go back to the ring for tonight. Out comes Women's Tag Team Champions Sasha and Bayley. They join the announcers for commentary for this next match. Back to commercial. New Day for Lucha House Party. We go back to the ring. Out comes the SmackDown Tag Team Champions New Day. Big E and Kofi Kingston. Women's SmackDown Tag Team Champions Sasha Banks and Bayley are on commentary. Lucha House Party, Grand Metalik, and Lucha Dorado out next for the Don title match. Dorado goes at it with Kofi early on. Dorado with a 2 count. That's stunned Kofi some. They trade out of the corner shots and you do a stalemate in the middle of the ring. Kofi and Lynch with more back and forth. Kofi runs into a kick to the face from Metalik as he tags in. Metalik jumps off. Lynch's shoulders for a 2 count on Kofi. Big E tags in, hits a big belly-to-belly suplex on Metalik. And then another. Lynch runs in. It gets launched out by Big E. We see Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura watching in the back. Kobe gets sent back out to the floor. Lance and Metallic double team Big E in the ring. Metallic leaps out to take Kobe back out on the floor. Right before Lance flies high and takes Big E back to down on the floor. Well, as we go to commercial. Back from the break, Big E hits a big splash on Lance in the corner for a 2 count. Big E grounds him with an abdominal stretch. Lance turns around, but they're both slow to call. Kobe and Metallic finally get to hot tags. Metallic and Kobe unloading each other. Metallic gets the upper hand and slams Kobe face first on him into the mat. Metallic comes off the top and sends Kobe back down face first for a 2 count. The crowd rallies for New Day now. Metallic blocks Trouble in Paradise. Big E stop Lance from the double team. Metallic slams Kobe from his shoulders. Lance flies off the top for the pin, but Big E saves it. Big E gets double team now. Kobe Kobe then gets super kicked by both challengers after they send Big E out. Metallic goes up top, but Big E shows him off. Kobe dodges a flying shot from Lance. Kobe drops Lance with the Trouble in Paradise. Kobe goes back to up top and hits the assisted Big Ending for the win. As soon as the bell hits, Cesaro and Shinsuke rush the ring and destroy Big E and Kobe. Cesaro drops Big E with a neutralizer in the middle ring. Cesaro swings Big E around and launches him right into a Kisashi from Nakamura. Cesaro and Nakamura go to the announce table to greet Banks and Bayley. He yells about being sick and tired of how they are treated when they're on top. They're the top team. 8 years, says Cesaro, and this is how he's treated. Cesaro and Nakamura are upset as they leave. We see Alexa Bliss, Tamina Snuka, Daniel Brooke, Naomi, and Lacey Evans somewhere in the back with a wrestling ring, talking about Sasha Banks and Bayley. Evans declares herself as Bayley's new challenger. Dana says they all deserve the chance to knock some sense into those two. Bliss stops and asks where Nikki Cross, and no one seems to know. They all look around, and we go back to commercial. Back from the break, Sheamus sees how serious things are getting between he and Jeff Hardy. Sheamus laughs and says he is a bully, and people like Jeff need to be bullied. Sheamus goes on running Hardy down and says he will toast Hardy next. We go back to Sasha Banks and Bayley with the announcers. They're excited for next week's party with Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. Nikki Cross suddenly attacks them from behind. Alexa Bliss finally breaks it up. Cross enters the ring and she screams about wanting a fight. It looks like we got Bayley might be talking Banks into another match. Back commercial. Sasha Banks versus Nikki Cross. Back from a break. Sasha Banks versus Nikki Cross is underway. Back and forth early on. Again, Sasha is not happy about the match. Back and forth early on. Cross takes Banks back out and in. Keeping control. Cross with a bulldog for a 1 count. Banks tries for a submission, but Cross keeps fighting. As Alexa and Bayley cheer the partners on. Banks grounds Cross down, putting a spine to her back. Cross shuts Banks down and tries to capitalize at her. Cross goes back up top. Banks cuts her off and works her over. Cross slams Banks face first into turnbuckles and over. Over and over. Cross hits a sloppy tornado DDT for a 2 count. The crowd rallies now. Cross had the suplex blocked. More back and forth. Banks rolls Cross over into the Banks statement. In the middle ring. Cross flies free. Rolls Banks into a 2 count. They go back up and go at it. Cross rolls Banks up for a 2 count. Banks with a 2 count of her own. Banks tangles some more and hits a Meteora out of nowhere for the pin and win. After the match, Bayley joins Banks on the floor and checks on her. They stand tall together as Bliss and Cross look on from the ring. Banks and Bayley stand tall with their titles in midair. As the music plays. Congratulatory video package on Titus O'Neil being a finalist for ESPN's 2020 Muhammad Ali Award. Still to come, Bray Wyatt. We see Braun Strowman backstage watching the graphic for Wyatt's return. Back to commercial. Tom announces Sheamus for toast to Jeff Hardy for next week. Plus, AJ Styles will defend his title against Drew Gulak. We go back to another Firefly Funhouse segment with Bray Wyatt's return. Wyatt asks if we miss him because he's missed us. He tells us some of the stuff he's been doing, like learning TikTok and learning to knit. Ramming Rabbit brings up WWE Universal Champion Braun Strowman, and we see the loss to Strowman at WWE Money in the Bank. Wyatt thanks Rabbit for reminding him. Wyatt says he did lose to Strowman, but he's realized he went about this the wrong way. He's known Braun for a long time. The segment is interrupted out of nowhere by Strowman making his entrance into the arena. Wyatt appears on the big screen now again, giving Strowman a thumbs up, a thumbs down. Strowman poses in the ring as the music plays. Wyatt watches from the big screen. Strowman says Bray had his chance and failed. No more games. This story between the two of them is over. Wyatt laughs and says his story may be over, but he wasn't lying about resurrecting the dead. Wyatt deepens his voice and says our story is just getting started. We see flashbacks to the old days and vignettes of the Wyatt family in the swamp. Wyatt is just how he was in the FCW days. He says Strowman looks as if he's seen a ghost. To move forward, we must take a step back to where it all begins. Strowman is looking confused in the ring. Wyatt says he created Braun, so it's his duty to destroy him. Wyatt says Strowman knows where to find him. All he has to do is follow the buzzards. Wyatt laughs and lifts up his lantern. He looks at Strowman and yells at him to run. Wyatt blows out the lantern and SmackDown goes off the air. 205 Live recap was shown. Welcome. Thanks to Wrestling Inc. and their results posted. Tonight's action-packed show was right off Friday at SmackDown 2 at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the WWE Network. Intro song, Hell to the Crown. Byron Saxton and Corey Graves welcomes us to another edition of 205 Live from the Performance Center. O'Neal Lorcan makes his way to the ring, accompanied by his longtime tag team partner, Danny Burch. He'll be facing Everrise Chase Parker with Matt Martell. O'Neal Lorcan versus Chase Parker. Tie up. Parker grabs wrist lock, manipulates the joints to bring Lorcan to the mat. Lorcan switches over and grabs a headlock. Lorcan blocks an attempt by Parker to bounce him off the ropes. Parker creates some separation, but Lorcan lands a big strike that sends Parker into the turnbuckles. Both men rest. Parker kicks Lorcan in the gut. Lorcan shakes it off and smashes Parker's head off the turnbuckle. Big chop by Lorcan. Then another. Martell distracts Lorcan, giving Parker the opportunity to gain control with a strike. Parker hits a single leg drop kick, then grinds his elbow across Lorcan's neck while applying a hammerlock. Lorcan manages to break the hold. He nails an atomic drop, then follows up with a reverse atomic drop. Lorcan goes for a corner uppercut, but Parker gets his boot up. Parker can't capitalize and runs into an uppercut. Running blockbuster from Lorcan, that'll do it. Winner by pinfall, Lorcan. At WWE 205 Live says that Chase Parker, WWE, drops the elbow on at _Star Destroyer. As soon as the match ends, manager Malcolm Evans comes out and congratulates O'Neal Lorcan. This gives Everrise an opening to assault Lorcan and Burch from behind. Bivens sends the huge tag team of Rinko and Gurjar into the ring to inflict more pain on Lorcan and Burch. Graves asks who on NXT can stop this team. I think he made a mistake. Because 205 Live. At WWE 205 Live again says, what is a Malcolm Valley doing here? Again, 205 Live, WWE 205 Live, what is happening? Hashtag 205 Live. Hashtag in the shirt at Malcolm Valley. Special video showing Cruiserweight Champion Santos Escobar, formerly known as El Hijo del Fantasma, Graves and Saxon discuss the champ's new trio, which also features Juan Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde. Footage from NXT on USA was played, where Drake Maverick attacked Escobar and his posse, but ended up getting sent to a table. Main event time. Jake Atlas is out first for a 205 Live debut. He'll be facing Jack Gallagher, who was out second. Jake Atlas versus Jack Gallagher. Tie up. Atlas quickly grabs the wrist and brings Gallagher down. Atlas adds more pressure with an arm drag. Arm ringer. Gallagher uses his ring technique to escape and lands a kick on Atlas' chest. Pace picks up. Atlas goes for a moonsault, but instead lands on his feet and taunts Gallagher. Gallagher doesn't like that and slaps Atlas across the face. Atlas shakes it off and responds with an arsenal of high-risk maneuvers, including an impressive springboard arm drag. Suplex attempt. Gallagher blocks and drops Atlas right over the ropes to gain advantage. Stiff knee shots to Atlas' gut. Gallagher drives his shoulder and throws multiple right hands that have Atlas grasping for air. Snapmare, punt kick, near fall. Gallagher sets Atlas up, drop kick to the shoulders. Atlas traps Gallagher in the corner and chops him hard. Gallagher asks for more. Flurry of strikes by Atlas. Gallagher responds with a diving headbutt to Atlas. Good. He goes for an armbar. Atlas stacks him up for a pin attempt. 2 count. Gallagher slows the action down with an abdominal stretch. Atlas almost steals the match with a neckbreaker. Guillotine choke by Gallagher. Atlas in trouble. He gets to the ropes to break the hold. Atlas hits a snap German suplex out of nowhere. Rainbow DDT, got him. That'll do it. Jack Atlas by pinfall. Atlas celebrates in the ring as Gallagher looks distraught. That's your show, my friends, and that concludes my results for 205 Live, SmackDown, and WWE main event. Thanks again. Peace out. See you on the video. If you don't know, just comment, brothers and sisters.